Well, today we found Wendy in the kitchen again, this time making bread, but a speciality bread. So what she's making is olive bread. Well, yep. We've got some cut up olives, 200 grams of olives, a small onion or half an onion, and some olive oil. So, what's the recipe for the? Is it ordinary bread dough, or is it special?
Yeah, no, strong bread dough, strong white flour. Yeah.
This flour, usual, the pantry flour.
From all.
And if you want the recipe, somebody asked me for the recipe, but if you buy this pantry flour, it's on the side of there. Wendy's made the dough, the bread dough, and she's just kneading it there. And we're going to leave it. You leave it to rise now?
No, we've got to mix in the olives and onions, and then we're going to leave it to rise till it's doubled in size, an hour or an hour and a half.
So
yes.
The recipe is from this website, allforwomen.co.za. Olive bread recipe, and it's by celebrity chef Paul Hollywood. So that's what it's supposed to look like, I think. Yeah, like that. And it says strong flour, instant yeast, 7 grams of salt in there, so it's quite salty. 20 ml of olive oil, 330 of water, 200 grams of pitted olives, and half a diced onion. So you can put sesame seeds in optionally, and then it goes on. So you can look up the recipe for that. It does say pitted black olives, but we add green, so I don't think that matters, does it?
No.
Well, black olives and green olives, they taste different, but...
And they look different in the bread, it will.
Yeah.
The black olives would stand out more, but it doesn't really matter.
So Wendy's going to mix these in now. Do you want to flatten that out a bit? And then you can put the olives, a few olives in.
I was going to do it in the bowl, but go on.
Oh, you're going to...
It's just...
Does it say do it in a bowl?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't know.
Just tip them on there. Just put them on there. I might as well, just as easy. I'll do it like that.
Put a few.
Yeah.
And then you can mix those in. Maybe it's better in the bowl.
It's not easy, is it?
See,
I'm doing it. That's okay.
When I interfere with the cooking, it normally goes bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually.
So I'll put them in this bowl. That might be better.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, tip them in there. It's just a case of working them in. It's okay.
It's quite a lot of olives.
Yeah, it is a lot of olives.
So they'll be worked in, and then we'll leave it to rise in a warm space.
Yeah.
So we've got the risen dough with all the olives and onions in, and Wendy's gonna break it up into. What are you doing?
Oh, knocking the air out now.
I'm knocking the air out. I'll tip it out.
Yeah, just tip it out onto the flask of it.
It's not coming out. There it goes. Oh, there's loads left in there.
Oh.
So we've had that sort of resting on the top of the warming up oven. So I think this is just ordinary bread, isn't it? With olives and onions in it. So, so we say we're going to make olive bread, but it's just ordinary bread with olives in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else special about it, is there?
No. Well, it's got more salt and more yeast than I'd normally put in. I usually have 7 grams of yeast, and this has got 10. And it's got 7 grams of sugar, and it's got oil. And oil, I kneaded it on oil, and normally you do it on floured. But now you do it on floured.
So there's nothing special about it apart from all the extra ingredients that make it a bit special. Well, he's cutting it into 8 bits.
I think so, yeah, 8 pieces.
So you're making rolls?
It says to make rolls of it.
Ah, so it's not a whole loaf, it's just rolls. So Wendy's just doing that, rolling them up into balls?
Yeah, and that's what we've got to do, but I'm going to put them on a baking tray. And then I'll show you when they're done.
It all looks pretty easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Wendy makes it look pretty easy.
Oh, I think it's pretty easy.
There it is. There.
We don't have a baking tray, but I shall use a tin. I've got a baking tin. I haven't got a tray, but I mean they'll just go in a container, and I should just line it with. What will I line it with? I'll line it with baking paper so it doesn't stick. That's what I should do.
So they're not. It's not proper baking tray.
The baking tray is usually flat. It's a flat thing, a flat metal tray that you put in the oven. I haven't got that.
But we've got a deeper tray.
Yeah.
So is this bread more difficult to make, Wen?
No, only because I'd say only because you've got to get the olives. You've got to cut up all the olives.
Right.
And the onions, otherwise no.
And while you've been waiting for that to rise,
yes,
so you can put it in there, what else have you done?
Oh, I've been washing up, and I've been listening to a story on my Audible, and it's called...
No, that wasn't what I was thinking about.
Oh.
I was thinking more about that over there.
Yes, I just made a scone round while I was out here because I wanted to listen to my story. It's called Eleanor Oliphant is Fine, and it makes me laugh. It's a happy story, I think. I'm nearly finished with it.
What is this you've made?
Fruit scone round, yeah.
Fruit scone?
Yeah.
It's quite big.
Yeah, it makes 8. I know it looks big, doesn't it? But it's a
You've cut it up.
No, I've marked it into 8. These are gonna go into one another. I can see that. Look, because that's it. Look.
We haven't got a big enough tray.
I definitely, if I do happen to, maybe. Well, when lockdown's finished, I can get a baking tray. Yeah. Oh, I can. Maybe B&M might have them.
This is not one of the special ingredients that went in, is it?
No.
Vodka bread.
Yeah.
So is that it then? Is that all?
Well, that's it. We'll show you when they come out. Yeah, and then they'll be hopefully be lovely. Well, they'll be lovely, and I'm going to make some vegetable soup. I think to have with them. I think that'll be nice. Yeah, I think so.
I think it'd be nice to have by themselves.
Or to have by themselves for dinner tonight. Yeah, it's got olives and onions, and then if I make some vegetable soup.
Yeah, you're good at making soup. It's very good, very tasty.
Morphy Richard soup maker's good at making soup. I always just do 700 grams of very finely chopped vegetables, anyone, and then I use a stock cube and some water, and that makes it good.
Well, here they are, these little rolls. They look pretty good, and well, they're salty.
Are they?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Are you pleased with those?
Yeah, I am pleased with them. Yes. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I've got such a backache today. I seem to have been
all
on
that
the
cooking.
go. No, I don't know. It's been up and down to the laundry, taking Pippin out. Stuff. I've got backache. I'm going to sit down and do my puzzle.
There's a new puzzle going on here.
Yeah. I'm going to sit
It's
down
this
for
one,
5
isn't it?
minutes. Yeah, that's the one. It's really good. I love puzzles like that.
That's probably going to be another wall hanging, that one. It's got sort of alcohols on it, hasn't it? Campari, champagne, martini, creme eclair,
A few.
Right.
Yeah.
martini and rosso, Turini. Huntley and Palmer's biscuits as well down there.
It's really nice. I really like it. 1,000 pieces.
So we try and get out for a walk every day, even if it's just a little go around the marina. It's quite quiet and nice. Don't really meet anybody. There's about 35 boats that are lived on here. About 250 boats in total moored. But we're just thinking how mucky the canal looks. We've had a lot of rain, haven't we?
Well, yes, an awful lot of rain. It was raining hard last night too.
It's quite a nice clear day today though, isn't it?
It's warm,
well-
mild today.
Cloudy, mild.
Yep.
I feel a bit cold though.
I do. Oh,
Yeah. But we did have we had opportunity to get into the engine room the other day to clear some of the water out because it keeps on filling up with water. I think partially because the stern gland leaks a little bit, but that's sort of fairly standard. I'm not sure it leaks enough to put all of that water in, but I think the cover that we've got is made up of 3 pretty scrappy old bits of wood, and I think when it rains a lot the water gets in through the gaps. Although it's covered by sort of rubber mats, I think it gets under there because I'm not really sure. One of our friends, Andrew, on the marina, who we're in a support bubble with, so we see him quite a lot. He's offered to go inside the engine room for me to put all the covers back on and then to spray it all down with a hose so that he can watch where it comes in, where the leaks are. So that's quite a good way to find out, I suppose, which we might do, and then we can seal up the leaks. I think it's around the wooden cover. Not sure. There is another way where the engine throttle, they're called Morse control, the throttle control for forward and reverse go through the deck. It's not really well sealed, and that's something else that I really need to do, is to get that. I need a sort of tank connector, if you like, something that will sort of sit, that I can put the cables through and that can then seal around and keep it, because the hole is sort of at the deck level, so water can go on the deck and then dribble through, which is not really great. So as I say, there's always something around the DIY thing to take care of. I've got to have I've got to redo the bilge pump wiring because I put a new fuse box in. That sort of disturbed the wiring for the bilge pump, and it's not now connecting properly because it actually runs off the starter battery, which is a bit weird because I would always have it running off the leisure battery, so that, you know. So well, I'm gonna wire it off of the new leisure battery fuse box into the automatic wiring, so that the bilge pump will run automatically and pump water out of the engine room. That's a job for when it's a little bit warmer, and when it's sort of more dry weather. But here we are at this is sort of the Marina entrance here. This is the canal, and that's the towpath across there. It's very muddy, and the mud just goes on forever, doesn't it?
In places, the bank's been eroded away because people are trying to avoid the mud, so the path gets wider and wider and wider in places.
Yeah, so
But that's just at the end up there. There's not much left, just sheer mud and a little bit of grass down the edge. But things quickly recover and it will grow back, I'm sure. But there's get down. There's an awful lot of people, of course, enjoying the canal path, but it's a case of good boots if you want to go along there.
So this is the canal entrance. Sorry, the Marina entrance, and there's a swing bridge there, and we have a pole, this little hooky pole here that reaches across to pull that swing bridge, but we always need to close it. I don't think we're not going over it today, are we?
No, we're coming back the way we were, because we're
going back this way because that bit over there, that's where the Marina office is, and we've got some posts to collect. So we're going to go back this way, walk around. There's no bridges to open and close, that just goes right around, and then we can walk back that way. It's very, very peaceful and quiet here. Some of these boats are lived on, not many. As I say, it's about 35 in the whole marina. There are 3 basins here. There's this main one. Then there's another entrance further up the canal that way to another little basin, and then another one just further on, which is where we started off. We were in the far basin, but we had to move because of the phone signal. The phone signal was non-existent down there, and even down here it's pretty bad. And we've had to buy a phone signal booster just to get internet inside the boat from the phone, which works, but the local telephone mast is having problems, because I spoke to EE about the problems, and they were saying that yes, they know about the problem, it's been a problem, they're trying to fix it, but because it's a shared mast and because they've been taken over by BT recently, they've had to sort of put all their maintenance work, which they would have kept in-house, I guess, but they've had to push that across to BT OpenReach. They're taking more time, and getting access to the land that the mast is on is taking a bit more time for various reasons, with you know, people not working, people on furlough, that sort of stuff. So it's, well, the phone signal is generally quite good now inside the boat. So they have done some work. They have sort of made it better, but it drops out on occasion, and we'll get no signal at all, inside or out, for maybe a couple of hours, which is really, really annoying. But you know, it's the sort of thing you have to put up with, I suppose, with modern technology.